TikTok trend, folks be so thirsty that they crash out, dummy type shit. Like Charleston White, Lil Woody, and all these other TikTok trend type folks, man. They don't have no real content. These folks was never, ever, ever, ever meant to be famous, man. These folks was never, ever meant to spread any word that come out their mouth because it was not going to be valid, man. It was not going to be anything that could help anyone in life. That's why you see these folks go from going to church to want to crash out, man. This world it's pitiful, man. You know, I tell people all the time, if you don't have no real content, then don't spread lies, man. Don't spread lies, don't spread hate. Real true content come from life experiences. You know, a lot of people in the world don't realize that a lot of people go through the same issues. They just in different colors in different countries, man. It's somebody every day, some little boy that's going through the same issues that I went through as a little boy. Worried about what they gonna eat. Worried about where their mama and daddy at in the streets. You know, I tell people all the time, don't judge other people's background just because of the color of their skin, man. Because you don't never know what a motherfucker struggles being in their life, man. You never know. You never know what that person been through, what that person was put through, man. Because I tell people all the time, man, when you have children, you take over a bigger responsibility than most people are willing to take on. It don't take nothing to open your legs and hump and pump and drop a little speck of some semen in there and make a baby. But when that baby come on this earth, that's when the real true test come out, man. Because a lot of people wasn't meant to have kids. A lot of kids having kids. And you know, it's so crazy to the point where you don't have them grandmothers that would step in the way and guide their daughter that might have strayed away, because people raise their kids the right way and then some of them end up being pieces of shit regardless of what you do, man. But if you teach your children at a young age how to cook, how to clean, how to provide for themselves, how to educate themselves, motivate them to be better than you, then that's what a parent is, man. You don't sit back and let your children do stupid things in life that's going to have somebody pointing at them talking about they didn't have no home training. I remember when I was being raised by a proud woman that wasn't even my mama, my grandmama. She wouldn't let us go out the house if we wasn't bathed correctly, if we had long hair, it wasn't braided. You wasn't going out the house unless you looked like you was presenting yourself to the world that this is how the people that's raised me doing, man. My grandmama wouldn't let me go out the house looking like trash or looking like that didn't nobody love me, because she knew it reflected on her. A lot of parents nowadays, I see it every day, they drop the ball when it comes to their kids. They want to get on TV when the child going on trial for carjacking, robbery, and then they want to be in sentencing hearings talking about, Your Honor, my child just need one more chance. They need one more chance. One more chance to do what? Harm somebody else? One more chance to take someone else's life? You had your shot at raising your child and you dropped the ball. Because you raise your child to the point where if you can't control your child, you seek help for your child. You let people in the world know that I'm trying everything that I can to not let my child be a burden on the world, man. I'm doing everything I can to make sure that my child's name don't pop up in the newspaper, man. That my child's name don't pop up in the newspaper, man. People can raise their children the right way, give them food, clothes, shoes, great houses. They don't live in no bad neighborhoods, but they still wants to be so hood that they go to the projects, man. I've seen rich kids come to the project just so they can say they've been to the projects. I've seen people that live in the projects wish they can go live in the rich folk neighborhood, man. I ain't never understood when you don't gotta be in a bad environment, or you never understood when you don't gotta be in a bad environment, or you don't gotta, and you see so many people do that, man. You people see people that downgrade their life just because they want to buck their parents, because they want to buck their parents, because they parents. Man, you people see people that downgrade their life just because they want to buck their parents, because they parents worked and done something good, and you can't be mad at your parents for doing what they did to make sure you don't have them terrible stories, you don't have them terrible nights. Your parents for doing what they did to make sure you don't have them terrible stories, you don't have them terrible nightmares of you didn't have to go to sleep at night with your stomach growling like it was the Grinch inside that thing, man. To make sure you don't have them terrible stories, you don't have them terrible nightmares of you didn't have to go to sleep at night with your stomach growling like it was the Grinch inside that thing, man. It was nice that I went to sleep and the only thing I ate was a canned good, bro. A canned good. You know, didn't even know where my mama was. You know what I mean? She been gone for 2-3 days, but I don't want to tell nobody because I don't want to get her in no trouble. But if I knew what I knew now, the way she left us in them houses with no lights and no water, man, I'd have turned her ass in. I would have told somebody, man. Because should no child ever have to live like that, man? I don't care about your... People always out loud. When people struggle, when people go through this, you need to find somebody to help you, man. Don't never be too proud to make your children sleep in a car in the cold. Don't never be too proud that you can't go to a food bank and get food for you and your kids, man. Don't put your pride before your children. Don't do that. A lot of people, like I tell you this, I be in stores because I'm children. Don't do that. A lot of people, like I tell you this, I be in stores because I've been the person that went to sleep hungry. I've been the person that was starving and didn't know where my mama was. But when you see somebody in a store and they trying to buy food for them and their kids, and they pull out every dime out their purse and their pockets, literally dimes and nickels, I gonna pay for that, man. I'm paying for that. Man, people that know me will tell you, man, if I'm in the store, male or female, ain't no hidden motives. If I see you got something in your hand, I'll pay for that, man. Because some people don't understand that $100 might not mean anything to me, but $100 mean a lot to somebody else, man. And I respect that. I respect that. I'm a humble person. I've been through too many struggles and things in my life that I didn't deserve to go through, and some things that I deserve to go through because of my actions, man. I'm not an individual that's going to sit here and say that I went to prison for something I didn't do. It took me a long time to realize that no matter what the actions was of someone else that made me do what I did, the outcome was me sitting in prison, and I deserved to be there, man. And it was a lot of times that I sit in there and I thought about, I replayed that whole day in my mind, and it was like I was wishing that I was like, could go back in time and transform that day and take that evil thought and take that away, because people don't understand that a lot of times in life, people react out of anger and later on wish they could take that back. But when you do something as take someone's life or do something that you gonna end up on trial, then you made the wrong decision, man. I realized I made the wrong decision. You know, even though somebody hurt me, took something from me, I realized being in the free world that I could have made a lot of difference in a lot of people's lives over these last years that I wasted sitting in prison. And I watched a lot of things in